Happy Tuesday and welcome back, Heat Seekers. We are, well, we've multiplied today, but we are being joined by two of the most electrifying game show hosts in fantasy football content. We've got Simon and Josh from Front Yard Fantasy, because tonight we're going to have some fun. We are going to be doing a extremely way too early Dynasty Superflex startup mock draft, because we do whatever we want here, and that's what we decided we're going to do. But also because this is going to be our last show for the year. We're going to take a few weeks off and get ready. We've been working hard on the rookie content, but the Dynasty Heat Seekers are going to be off for a few weeks. Hopefully you guys will enjoy your holidays, and then we'll be back early on in January and be hitting it hardcore with some rookie content. But as always, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Simon, Josh, how are you guys tonight? Simon first, because I know Josh will try to talk over you. Simon, how are you, sir?
I'm
doing great.
I get a double dose of RotoHeat today. Sully came on our show earlier, did some running back tiers with us, and it was just a little appetizer to join you guys tonight for the Superflex draft. And it is never too early for a mock draft. This is honestly a little bit late to be doing 2022 mocks for the first one of the year. I'm surprised we haven't done a couple yet.
Josh, how are you, sir?
I'm doing very well tonight. Thanks for having me here. I'm excited to do. I really am. I'm very excited for this mock draft because, like Simon said, this is my first one I'm doing so far this year. Oh, man, it's gonna be a good one. I'm ready to draft better teams than all of you guys for sure.
Speaking of drafting better, Anthony, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Castile, I'm gonna have to Venmo you later, so just remind me after the show. I'll make sure you get that payment.
Is he dyslexic maybe with that symbol?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. No, I'm doing great, and I'm really happy. Josh and Simon have joined us here on our little mock special, and it'll be a good one. Sully, how about you? How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. Anytime I get to talk to these gentlemen twice in a day is a great day. Truly, probably our best friends in this industry, the Front Yard guys. JL isn't here with us today, but JL's a legend.
That's okay.
G-Man J, all you guys are a great group to hang out with. So we're happy to have you here. And a shout out and thanks to the other 7 degenerates that have joined us to bang out this draft tonight. Really appreciate everyone taking the time to do this. So I guess, Bradley, without further ado, let's laugh at the first pick and then start the draft at number 2.
All right, so I talked about this. I talked about this last week. The key to these drafts is taking a running back early if you can. I'm going to. And I'm going to round out my quarterbacks later. You'll see. So I'm going to stick to my guns here and take JT 101.
Ooh,
just like that.
Look at that.
Ooh.
So I knew that was coming and doesn't bother me in the slightest. Why you would take a running back that has got about 5 years left on his life in the NFL over a proven commodity at quarterback, to each their own. The biggest problem I have is I don't think there's a 101 clear-cut quarterback anymore. So I'm still going to go with who I think it is, but it's not as confident as I would have been at the start of this season.
Not as confident. Well, and why are you not as confident?
Well, if you watched the Kansas City Chiefs offense lately, I think he's had 3 or 4 games this year where he's been a single-digit quarterback. So it's a bit concerning, but I trust that they're going to right the ship there, that Andy Reid will get that offense rolling. And it might not be this season, but they'll do something in the offseason to get it going. So in a startup draft, I think that's a slam dunk easy pick, especially after it's gifted to me at the second pick.
And let's hope that is that Craig?
Sure is. The one, the only.
Well, I tagged him. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
he's one of the greatest members of the RotoHeat community, but also extremely busy. So I was surprised when he joined the draft. I'm like, oh, well, we'll see how that goes.
I love the sound effects we got here. This is good.
Yeah.
Whenever you made your picks, Sully went, wow.
I know.
I
thought somebody was
off. All right, so who are we taking to the 1-3? We got to do consensus, seeing as he didn't pick.
I got to say, either Kyler or Allen, I think ADP-wise.
Wait a minute. You just talked about running backs galore.
I'm talking about ADP, just ADP in general.
Let's put it this way, Brad. I was between Mahomes and Allen, so I would go Allen here myself. Gentlemen?
I was going to say Allen seems like a consensus number 2.
Kyler or Allen. Yeah.
All right. So
we got Garbo on the clock. He's a good friend of mine and a good friend of RotoHeat's as well. I play in a league of his. He plays in a couple of leagues of mine. Longtime inner circle guy for me. So thanks to him for being here. And that doesn't surprise me at all. It's a great pick.
And I'm assuming this next one up is my main man from Wednesday night's Bryce. So
it is. So a Patriot.
Anything's possible. An Ohio State player. Oh, no. Justin Jefferson.
Wow.
Whatever.
Oh,
first receiver
top receiver off the board.
All right, Josh.
I'm gonna have some fun here. So listen, I really
it's Lamar. Come on, we know. We know.
Look at that giggle.
I'm a Ravens fan. There is someone that I really want here. Even taking out my Ravens fan status, it's Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, we know.
We know. You can't do that.
Josh, can I ask you how do you feel about Lamar this week?
Yeah, this week.
Yeah.
You sound like a disappointed parent. Yeah.
I don't know about these sound effects, man. I thought someone was shit talking me when I made my pick.
And just so you know, J Wall, I love the Justin Herbert pick.
Yeah,
that would be my next pick after.
I'm almost positive J Wall picked him because he knows I wanted him in 2 picks, and he threatened he was going to snipe me.
Guys, this week I am a little bit nervous about Lamar Jackson. I mean, how could I not be? Look at what he's done the last 3 weeks. He missed a game in there for being sick, while being sick, and until I see him back and looking like Lamar Jackson, I'm going to be a little concerned. But I think it will come. This is a dynasty league. I think it will happen by the end of the year. We'll see.
I think when we saw the Dolphins blitz the living tar out of the Ravens, it seems like every defense since has done the same thing. And they're struggling to handle that. And it's concerning I have some shares of Lamar and I'm a little worried. But
in my opinion,
not long term, just this season.
The offensive line's not great as well. So they're doing a not so good job keeping him upright. So
Orlando
I think he will figure it out.
I'm nervous.
Yes, he would, Brad, for sure.
We traded Orlando Brown to the Chiefs and got a first-round pick. We took Odafe Owe with that pick, and I love what I've seen out of Owe so far. So when it comes down to it, I'm still okay with that. Yeah, he's not doing anything for the offensive line, that's for sure. He's a linebacker.
Yeah, let's be fair. Be fair to the Ravens. They're absolutely decimated by injury this season, and to still be in this position that they're in is pretty impressive. And that's on both sides of the football. Now Marlon Humphreys apparently is hurt as well, so just never ends.
If Lamar Jackson doesn't play like the best quarterback in the NFL, the Ravens are going to have a lot of trouble once they get into the playoffs.
Yeah, at least you're going to the playoffs.
Yeah, hopefully.
Brad and I aren't.
My team knocked his team out of the playoffs with our first win of the year. It was glorious.
Man, that feels good though. I was really hopeful for the Browns this year. It seemed like a year where they would maybe do a little more in the playoffs than they did last year, and it just hasn't panned out. It's been very disappointing. And that division. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just have to interrupt here. I'm just shocked that Trey Lance is in the first round.
I know our boy Cody from Wednesday night.
I'm a Niner fan even, and I wouldn't even consider Trey Lance to at least the third round. So I thought that was a little interesting.
I could see in the second, but I do agree. I think the first is a little aggressive. But hey, if the kid is what we think he is, and this is a dynasty draft long term, might be, right? If we did this in Lamar's first season and he went in the first round, we would have been going, what's going on, right? Could be a similar thing. That's a good turn, Brad.
I really wanted Jamar Chase and Najee, but it's because it's recency biased, and I'm a terrible decision maker. So,
well, Jamar might have dropped it if you offered him the position anyway. So,
yeah, I will say the wide receivers that went in the first round, they are a tier of dynasty wide receivers for me personally.
Yep, I was really hoping one of them would sneak back to me.
Those are my three, and might even be in order actually.
I keep flipping back and forth with those three.
I can't decide. The two at the end, I keep flipping. Jefferson is now my one. I had my doubts, but not anymore.
Not anymore. Man,
I have no idea what I'm doing the rest of this draft now.
You were prepared for your first pick, and now you got nothing, eh?
Yeah, I worked really hard. I had a really busy afternoon. I had a very important a meeting today at 3 p.m. Eastern, and that's all I really cared about today. So now I'm worried about this. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it looks like John asked in the chat, it was scoring. It was PPR, of course. And I don't know if we hammered out
I just assume it's a 4-point. It's what RotoHeat typically plays, but that is a good question, John.
Yeah.
So does 6 change your order, Anthony?
No, because it's all passing TDs or relative scoring. That never changes my rankings whatsoever.
No? Okay. That's fair.
So we still have a Tua believer in the room, eh?
Tua has made me a believer.
Deshaun Watson. Oh my God. Look at this. Craig with the upside pick right there.
Simon, I love your start. I never go double quarterback first 2 rounds, but I felt like I wasn't forcing anything here. I view Tua closer to that tier that was drafted in the first round than I do this next tier of quarterbacks after what we've seen this year, how this offense is starting to get going. And having Waddle there definitely helps, but I like it too. I'm a lot higher on Tua than I was at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I think it was last week we did quarterbacks, and I asked both these fine gentlemen if they had any desire to have Tua anywhere near their top 10 or 12, and none of us did. But it is interesting after the Deshaun Watson saga kind of came and went around the trade deadline that the guy's got over an 80% completion percentage since, and he looks good. So
he looks great, yeah.
Maybe he's fully healthy and ready to go. So
yeah, I think he's still catching a lot of flack for a weird season last year where he didn't have the regular off-season regiment coming in as a rookie after what could have been a career-ending injury on a horrible team without the weapons necessary to succeed. It makes sense that we're seeing a bit of a resurgence this year.
I agree.
Cody responded, "It's between Najee and Lance, somewhat of a panic pick."
Hey, don't be panicking on this shit, man. There's no reason to. This is a little running back light, isn't it?
I think people are terrified after this season, running back wise. Let's put it
that
way.
Like, I kind of wanted to do this to see what kind of lessons we might have learned from this season thus far, and I think that might be one of them, Josh, for sure.
When it comes down to it, I think we the lessons fresh in our mind right now. Once we get to the beginning of next season, I bet we forget about this lesson a little bit. If I had to take a guess,
I do think that we see the top running backs change, though. I would think that some people let some of those guys slide down a little bit and go with the younger ones that have been producing.
Absolutely,
I think so. I think there's going to be a change in the guard for sure.
I'm really curious to see where all these injured running backs go. Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins, Travis Etienne, even, who we haven't seen an NFL snap from yet. But these high draft capital injured players from this season, it could be interesting. I could see him start going in the next round if running backs start going off the board. But it's
the interesting question is, especially for a guy like Etienne, is if he actually can come back and be what he was, because that was a pretty rough injury that he's dealing with.
And we don't even know if he is going to be what he was. Like, is he an NFL talent? Or is he Reggie Bush, right? Like, we don't even know what Etienne is.
Yeah, I was so excited for him.
That's the part that is the most concerning is like we never even saw him on an NFL field, right? Travis Etienne. And there were concerns coming out of college about how he would translate. I mean, he's one of the most explosive runners we've seen in a long time, but did he lose a step? So I'm right there with you, Sully.
Shouldn't they have like a massive explosion sound effect if you time out?
Yeah. What kind of explosion are we talking?
Well,
All right, so we took a quarterback for him in the first round. Do we dare go QB, or are we gonna see a guy like one of these injured running backs come off the board?
I think this is a round when you would probably see McCaffrey come off the board. He seems like the next guy.
Give him McCaffrey.
Sounds good to me.
I think it's a good pick there. I think it's a fine pick,
Yeah. I agree.
Not saying
we were we were talking on, or I forget where I was talking about this with, but if McCaffrey, say we're seeing a change where he's not going to be the 100% workhorse back anymore. Like maybe they're realizing they can't give him the sheer volume that they've been giving him if they want him to continue to produce. If he's getting 65% of what he's gotten in the past, he's still a top 5 guy, right? Like even with only 65% of the work that he's been getting that we're used to, I think he's still a top 5 guy, at least in redraft. Dynasty, we can talk about other stuff, but just from scoring for next year, I would still have him in my top 5, even projecting 35% less carries got entirely. He's just that much of a monster.
I really want to trade out of this. I don't know what to do.
You got 8 seconds. You got 8 seconds, then we got to set it for you.
3,
Sully.
2.
I was kind of in the same position.
I like it. I like it.
All right, plenty of running backs left, Leone.
I'm just worried where he's playing.
I'm happy.
I think the Packers tag him. He doesn't have a quarterback would be my only concern.
I'm gonna have to take running backs here.
He's got Jordan Love.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
You literally draft 3 running backs in the first 3 rounds.
I'm ready.
And
I mean, you guys let the value. You guys let the value slip to me.
You're ready for next year.
I'm ready to win. Let's go.
And what? You have to start more than 2.
Ooh, they're good. There goes Cam Akers.
I'm good. It's early.
Sully drafting Cam beginning of the 3rd.
I've been watching all his rehab videos.
We're just gonna set his player. We know he's not showing up. So we've got a quarterback. We got a running back. Right. What's that?
I think Alvin Kamara or Russell Wilson make a little bit of sense, right?
I almost went Russell Wilson in the 2nd round and then debated it again in the 3rd. So I wouldn't fault anyone for doing that.
Watch, we let
Corey's gone.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
it started off with 2 solid quarterbacks. He'll probably, knowing Corey, I'd say he takes Nick Chubb, but we'll see what happens here.
Is it safe to say already at this point? Is it safe to say at this point in the draft already, the consensus team drafted is better than Leone's team?
No. You just wait.
Hey,
my team's a wait and see. Just wait how the draft falls.
So I will say Anthony's got a pretty nice scenario where he starts one of those 2 guys as a flex each week. That's not bad.
And his IR spots are going to be full quick. I mean, he's ready to go with those IR spots. So.
That just creates more room on the roster, more room on the bench. It's all part of the strategy.
I love that pick.
Cody's flipping a table somewhere. Javonte Williams got drafted.
I didn't think he was going to slip all the way back to me, but that was my dream pick here in the 3rd round.
Absolutely love him. I wasn't 100% sold until I watched last week, and then I was like, "Yep, I'm in."
Well, but he hasn't had the full workload to himself. I mean,
we've talked about it, right? That was part of my concern. He's never really had that. He didn't have it in college, and he hasn't had it so far in the pros, but he handled it like nothing.
So my Wednesday night co-hosts knew that they were going to get sniped.
So the message here is tune in tomorrow night.
Yeah, Cody's going to have words for Bryce. So I don't exactly know which one Sergio's talking to. It's probably me because
I think you.
I don't have any quarterbacks picked, and I probably won't pick one in the 3rd, but maybe the 4th. We'll see what happens. Chris Godwin. That's a good pick.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, he's on the franchise tag right now, but he's still only 25, and I think he's proven more than enough as an NFL wide receiver. I think he can even go to a portion of Kyle Pitts.
No, that's too early.
I had it all queued up. I was ready to take him. And
that may have been the first time this season I've heard him say anything about Kyle Pitts being drafted too early.
No, that's factually incorrect, Brad. I've talked about rookie drafts last year all along.
Yeah.
And I've been talking about, he was my 6th ranked tight end coming into the season. And 4th round and stuff is a little bit, 3rd, 4th round to me is still a little early, especially in Superflex. Love the player.
This is where it gets tricky. I'm in the situation you were in, Sully. I just want to trade out of this pick and get more in the next round.
We should have traded. You could have had my pick.
I'll take.
How are you upset with that?
Yeah, I can't be too mad.
Almost in the back of the 3rd round. That's pretty nice.
Yeah. That works out. Let's see.
Yeah, it's tricky projecting this to a year out. And then, I've done startups before where, like in this one, we don't have rookies, right? So
yeah.
I've done a startup like this before where you reverse the order and then do the rookie draft afterward. I don't know if you guys have tried that before.
I've done that before as well, Anthony.
I was sort of thinking, watching this, I wasn't sure you had done a startup draft before, but it's good to know.
No, I'm good.
I drafted my team knowing that this rookie class is going to be stacked with quarterback talent. I don't even need to draft a quarterback. All right, Kenny Pickett, baby. I don't know. We'll see.
I like him. I need him to be good because I think he's a fun story.
He is.
How about he gets drafted by the same city where he plays now?
He could be if Aaron Rodgers doesn't go there.
Rodgers wants to go west, not east. Oh, that's a great pick.
That is a great pick.
Love those last 2.
Man, why didn't I go Jalen Waddle? I'm seeing all these.
I love wide receivers.
Me too.
I
I'm
mean,
honestly uncomfortable that I've done 3 rounds and I don't have a receiver on my roster yet. This is not how I usually draft dynasty teams.
Bryce is upset that Waddle's gone. We do a Sunday morning start sit show. And every week I joke with Bryce because he mentions Jalen Waddle 4 or 5 times. I ask him if he gets paid by the Waddle because he's about as big a Waddle fan as there is. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just man.
Oh my God, that's
That's
value.
epic.
Eckler in the 4th is sweet.
Yeah.
That is
No,
Brad,
I
you-
don't like third round reversal.
Brad,
Yeah,
what's your
third
thought on
round
QB?
reversal probably would have been, but
I love
I don't
I
like
was just
it.
doing it as a snake for the fun of it. So
I didn't
yeah,
like.
third
I
round
don't think
reversal
it's more
makes it
fair.
interesting.
I didn't like.
I don't
the
think
third
it's
round
any more
reversal.
fair. I don't think it's any more fair.
I do. I mean, I haven't done a ton of them. We did a few mock drafts with a third round reversal last year. And I remember Simon and I, we'd do like a mock, we'd review the teams and we'd be like, man, these teams are even. These teams are even right now. So I don't know.
I think it
I have a
benefits the
limited
guy.
sample size.
I think it's a big benefit to the 12th pick, personally.
I prefer that spot as well myself.
With the
Yeah,
way
if
the
you
draft's
guys- if you
falling,
wanna do
I
a
wouldn't
fair
have to worry
draft,
about it.
If you want to do a fair draft, do an auction draft. That's
I
really
agree.
as fair
I
as you
agree.
can go.
And so much fun.
They are, but they can be so frustrating too. I
Yes.
love them and I hate them all at the same time.
That's a great
Absolutely.
pick by Cody there.
In
Simon, I like
auction
that
leagues,
too.
at least you can go and get your guys, though. You know, if there's someone you want to make sure you have on your team. You can almost guarantee you can.
That's what I love the most about it. You'll always get your guy.
Yep.
You might
Yep.
bankrupt yourself, but you're going to get your guy.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm all about value in those kinds of leagues. Just kind of waiting and seeing where I can accumulate the value.
I like to be the last guy to win a player and the first guy to fill my roster
I love that.
because I
I've
wait a little
never
bit,
actually
wait a little
been
bit,
in
a little bit.
I've never been in an auction draft. I've done auction mocks, but I've never been in a league that did an auction draft for,
Well,
the,
let's
for
do-
the full
we'll
league
It's
do-
season.
madness.
We'll start one up next year, even if it's a $20 league, whatever. We'll just do it for fun. It's an experience. Honestly, once you do an auction draft, you probably won't want to go back. Damn it, Craig.
We'll have to do a competition one. We'll do one division of RotoHeat and one division of FIF. Is that what you're saying, Sully?
Yeah, we could do that.
Perfect. That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Craig.
auctions can be a bit of a mess if you're depending on if you know your league mates, it can be a little easier. I've noticed, but because you kind of know their tendencies. But
Yeah.
for ones that we've done where I've jumped in as a bunch of people I don't really know well, it's like you don't know who to bid up because it gets crazy. But they're fun.
Right.
I mean, they're enjoyable for sure.
Yeah, they're awesome. Awesome.
This
Awesome.
ain't DFS, J Wall. You don't have to stack them.
That's a pretty nice stack. Peanut butter and jelly. I like it.
It is.
I was curious how High Cup was going to go. Honestly, I thought he was going to go a little bit sooner over some of these other guys, but
Me too.
I think that's a good spot for him. I think that's the right spot.
He'd have never been on Leone's team at his age.
Good.
28 might as well be 100, right?
Yeah, that's true. I would have never considered him.
Man, I'm loving all these wide receiver picks. I'm getting wide receiver FOMO with all these wide receivers being drafted.
This is not a Simon team, by the way,
No.
guys. Simon is normally a wide receiver heavy drafter, and
I've usually
And
got
a-
4 wide
He's
receivers
just
by now.
messing
And
around
an-
now.
And an early tight end guy too, right?
And an early tight end guy. I was
Yeah.
going to go early tight end right there.
I
But
pay
changed my
attention.
mind.
I pay attention.
All right, so he's
Yeah,
taking 2
absolutely
quarterbacks and a running back for the team that's going to beat Leone week 1. So who do we want to go next?
give him D Hop.
I
The
think you
Hop
just
is
keep,
right there at the top.
just keep giving him the highest ranked guy.
Give him the highest ranked
Yeah.
one, okay? and
Unless
they're
it's
still gonna beat Leone.
ridiculous. Yeah,
Hey,
How old is this cat?
that is good value for DJ Moore.
how
At
old
least,
is
at
this
least,
cat?
at least 10.
Oh,
Shoot.
come on now.
That's a good. I like that pick.
Hey, I can
Travis-
stack too. J Wall doesn't
He's-
have the market cornered on stacking.
I'll take the
32-year-old tight end in Sully's world.
Thank
That
you,
guy's
guys.
already getting ready for the Hall of Fame. He's retired.
Nothing wrong with winning in the first year of a league.
Hey, and what he's been the number 1 tight end for 6 years running now. After this year, I'll treat him as the number 1 tight
Anthony
end until he
Leone
proves me
just
otherwise.
sniped me. You sniped me, Anthony.
All
Good
right.
job.
Well, good. I'm looking to build my roster here.
I was going to take him. I'll take this guy instead.
Joey.
Looks like
I
Jay
would've
Wall's
taken Jalen
winning the
Hurts myself.
fans.
Are you at all worried that Jalen Hurts might not have a starting job?
Gardner
Next
Minshew
year.
taking that job right over.
Come
I
on,
am
I'm
that's
not.
silly.
I'm not nervous
I mean-
in the slightest.
I mean that the Eagles might get an actual quarterback, like maybe they trade for one,
Or draft
sign
one.
If
I don't
they
think a
trade or
draft.
draft
I don't
one,
think
if
there's
it's
a player to.
trade, Jalen Hurts? Probably.
Maybe. I've heard the rumors of Hurts and a couple of their firsts for Russell Wilson.
Right.
But then Hurts is just starting in Seattle, right?
Yep.
So I don't see them drafting a quarterback that knocks Hurts out of that spot.
Like, who's going to knock him out? Pickett? Like, I don't think there's a quarterback in this class better than Jalen Hurts.
I don't think so either. Although I really like Pickett a lot.
He's fun to watch.
Yeah.
That fake slide. I know all the crap he got for it. I know why it's bad. I know why there should be rules against it, but that was fun to watch. That was funny. Like just objectively take all the rule stuff out of it. Like, that was funny, the fake slide.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. He gets.
These sound effects are really throwing me off. I wish they were playing out loud so everyone watching heard them too. Like, that one was...
I'll say I don't hear any sound effects. I'm muted my business.
So we're missing some. I was going to say we got some legends in the chat here tonight. We got Maria's in there. We've got Joey in there.
Absolutely.
The front yard family travels well apparently, so we appreciate that.
We love you guys.
And if you guys haven't watched Joey's stuff on the Front Yard Fantasy channel, you're doing yourself a disservice. Watch his stuff; it is fantastic.
There's a new one coming out. There's a new Start Sits and Salutations coming out this week. So
the last one, I must have watched it 4 times in a row, and I was crying while I was watching it. It was so good.
You know what's nice about drafting 3 running backs to start the draft is you really don't have to worry about it for like 7 rounds. I mean, it's like I don't even think about it. It's kind of nice.
Wow.
Okay, I was wondering how long he'd be around.
I think that was a great pick.
I don't know. Well, I think probably at this point, why not?
I'd say Sully has different words.
In the 5th round, taking Derrick
Henry. In the 5th round, why not?
Yeah.
He's still the RB8 right now.
It's insane.
Garbo's got a nice start. He's gone the quarterback, and then heavy wide receiver, and I really like his wide receivers. So that should be interesting to see what he does later on with running back. It's kind of the opposite of Anthony's team.
Yeah. Josh, what are you doing here?
I don't know.
should we talk to you while you're trying to figure it out to distract you from making the right choice?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Give it to me. I think I'm gonna do it. Yep, Mark Andrews.
Well, oh shoot, I didn't see T. Higgins go off the board. I was all excited. I started looking for him.
I like that too, Jay Wall. Nicely done.
He's going for
way too old for Anthony, but I like it.
Yes, he is. I like Jay Wall's team though.
So do I.
He has a scary stack though, like Herbert and Stafford, and then stacked with Kupp and Allen. Like that could be kind of volatile at times, but I dig the team.
Bye weeks will be intriguing.
Be fun if they're all on bye in the same week in 2022. That'd be fun. But hey, you know what? Bye weeks in Dynasty don't bother me. It's a 1 week. Who cares?
Yeah,
but it's a valid point for sure.
Yeah.
Corey really wanted George Kittle, so he wasn't happy with us auto picking him for. As you can tell by his avatar, he's a bit of a Niners fan.
I was upset when you first picked George Kittle, and then I realized Mark Andrews was there, and then I was like, they're more or less the same for me in Dynasty.
Joey, it means the world to me that you put that shit together, and I'm being totally sincere. Your talent level is off the charts, so keep doing it. I'll keep watching it, and I'll keep sharing it and shouting from the rooftops. You're a treasure, my friend.
That's true.
Cooper, maybe you picked him. You hang the jersey on the wall eventually.
Hey, I was about to say, move over just a little bit, Simon. Yep, there it is. It's on the floor. The Amari Cooper jersey. I can talk.
It's where all the best jerseys go on the floor. Is what's going on here. They sit on the floor,
or they stay in a box and don't get mailed.
Or they stay in a box and don't get mailed. Yeah, that's also. I think that's a Justin.
Cody's taking Michael Carter. I bet it right now. Just putting that out there. He said sniping.
He's gonna snip.
Brad should be taking a quarterback.
It's up in Canada. They leave the E's off in Canada. Oh, he went Carson Wentz. No, that wasn't what I was thinking.
I like calling it snipping instead of sniping. I'm gonna snip you. That's it's just like I feel like it has more effect whenever you say it to someone. Like, oh,
it kind of gives you a feeling. Yeah.
What's your guys' take on Mac Jones going forward?
Safe.
I think it's a good pick.
A ton to me. I
think it's a good pick.
Is he Garoppolo 2.0?
Yeah,
He's a Garoppolo that hopefully can
Garoppolo
stay
in
healthy.
New England is
In New
like,
England, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
ahead.
higher on him. I was higher on him, but the more I think about it, there's just not enough upside. I mean, yeah, is he gonna, be like you said, Garoppolo 2.0, game manager? Well, I mean, you can find game managers pretty easily, trading for him. So what's his real upside? And yeah, he's young, but
Yeah, I
there's just
like
not
him a
enough
lot.
upside for me. That's all.
I guess it depends on what they put around him, right? Because they basically have a dog's breakfast for a pass catching crew there. But if they could put some talent on the field to go along with their pretty decent running backs and their obviously well coached offense, maybe. But I just think he's a really, really, really good real life quarterback who's just an average fantasy quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. I've taken a couple steps back on Mac.
Get your tight ends now, Simon. We're on a run, brother.
Tight end run. Look at that.
I'm not doing that right now.
I think that was the run you wanted to hit a little bit, but
That's
Now
okay.
you're out.
I got some
Now
names in
might do
mind,
one or
but
two.
I'm wildly uncomfortable with what's going on in this draft. I have no idea where to go. This
Wildly
is not
uncomfortable.
how I'm used to drafting teams. My safety pick I have like ready to go. And Josh could probably guess who my next pick would be if I don't even think about it.
I know. I do know. Is it a wide receiver?
Tyler Lockett.
It's my-
I know
DK
it.
Metcalf.
Mike Evans, I knew it.
Oh, Mike Evans.
I knew it. That's awesome.
Mike Evans, your boy.
My boy, I love Mike Evans.
Always
I'm
disrespected.
always disrespected. And then even
Simon,
more in Dynasty.
I traded Mike Evans last week, and the first thing I thought of was you. I traded Mike Evans and my first for AJ Brown. How did I do?
That's fine. I'm cool with that. AJ Brown, I still view as like a top 5 dynasty wide receiver.
It's kinda where I was at.
Yeah. So you can hardly overpay unless you're giving up like 3 firsts for a top 5 dynasty wide receiver in my eyes.
I just wanted to, check with the experts for sure on that one.
The experts, what's the completely addicted to Mike Evans on all of my fantasy teams expert?
No,
That's-
but I think that's fine. I'd rather be addicted to a top 12 wide receiver than a top 36 wide receiver.
you're right.
And then, and Josh is sort of the trading guru. So I thought if I had you two on here, I'd review my deal.
And Josh loves AJ Brown.
Yeah, I'm a big AJ Brown fan. This year has been concerning, as you can see. I drafted him in this mock
Round
draft we're
2.
doing, so
Yeah.
obviously I do like him. But if he could just stay healthy, I think he's an elite producer on the field week in and week out. So, but he hasn't really proven he can stay healthy.
It's a good pick by Corey. That makes those wide receivers look a lot better when you can add a running back like that in the 6th round.
Yeah. Are you guys concerned at all about his role going forward in this offense? Do you think it's going to be more of a 50-50 split field with A.J. Dillon? This isn't just the Aaron Jones show? Or do you think he's going to...
We talked about that today earlier on your show. I am very concerned, not only this week, but in general. But at the same time, I still really like the dude.
Me too.
Well, but going forward, if Aaron Rodgers isn't the quarterback there, it makes sense to have multiple running backs involved heavily to take the pressure off a quarterback who's obviously not even nearly as good as Aaron Rodgers. So, if Devontae and Aaron leave in the offseason, then they're going to need running backs to lean on because, well, their wide receivers aren't good.
Yeah.
I could see it playing out more or less like what the Denver Broncos are doing this year with Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams, where they're both involved. Neither one is a running back one, but they're both very startable assets every week. So that's kind of how I envision it going forward.
I considered Elijah Moore over Mike Evans there at the 6'4". I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
Wow.
I just could not bring myself to value age that much right now with an unproven commodity. But I think we've seen enough the past couple of weeks that he has to be in that conversation, in that tier of wide receiver. I mean, you see him drafted only a couple receivers after Evans, but man, that
You also have to
that
remember
dude
who's
looks
drafting him. I mean, Leone's playing for the future. He's not in.
I am an ageist. When I draft a team, I go for youth but proven, and that's
Aaron
usually how I
Rodgers,
draft. my
Calvin
teams.
Cook. Ugh.
How can I hate everybody in the 7th round?
Got him.
if they could put one in San Antonio, that'd be cool.
Oh, don't
I'd
give
be
me
all for them
Don't
expanding.
give me Mayrob. Oh.
You got to do it. We said give him the top player. All right. So Matt wants to know there is
what's
so
wrong
much
with
talent.
Well, hang on a second. What's wrong with Allen Robinson? He's getting out of Chicago.
I'm an ageist.
Well, okay. So for the realists around here, what's wrong with Allen Robinson, who has been a top 10 wide receiver forever until this season? He's going to have a new home. I have no problem with him, especially in the 7th round, at all.
No, it's a fair pick. I'm just a little worried about the injuries and staying on the field.
That's every guy in the league, though.
Yeah.
So now that question was not answered.
What's the question? I'm sorry.
There is so much talent in the NFL right now. The NFL could expand to 2 to 4 more teams. What are your guys' thoughts?
I totally disagree. I don't think there's enough quality starting quarterbacks or coaches to expand, let alone the rest of the rosters. That's 106 more rostered players in this league. I don't see it.
Yeah, I think it would be fun to have a team here in San Antonio, but realistically, you're right, Sully. There's quarterbacks out there starting now already that probably shouldn't be starting quarterbacks.
I mean, you guys can just take Jacksonville.
All right.
I mean,
I thought they were going to London.
It shouldn't feel this bad to take Ezekiel Elliott in the 7th round.
J Wall has sniped me a couple times now. He is
All right, Leone,
that is the
question to
tight
you.
end I was.
Why is a self-proclaimed ageist? Well, all right. Statement was a little goofy. Why are you picking Dalvin Cook over Javonte Williams if you're an ageist?
No, I mean, I think Javonte Williams would be a good pick too. I like to draft for like I said, winning now, but also youth. I don't view Cook as an old player.
What?
So what?
Dude, he's on the back 9 in a big bad way.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't view Cook. What's he? 25? I don't. 26. Yeah.
This
26,
feels
but his body's
feels about right
37.
Yeah. Every single player on my team is 26 or younger, excluding Aaron Rodgers. So, I draft young, and if you want to call 26 old, I'm not quite there, but
Right, but a 27-year-old wide receiver is. Gotcha.
Dalvin Cook itself, 26 is young. 26 is young, right, guys? It is young, but
It's
Dalvin
the
Cook
sell. Isn't he the
himself does
sell?
concern me a little.
Isn't he a
26
sell
is
right
young,
now?
yes.
Doesn't everything within you scream to sell Dalvin Cook and get out now while you can?
I know one of our friends, Tim, who comes on the show regularly, he's got Dalvin Cook in our main dynasty league, and he's been trying to trade him all season and could not get decent return value. Like he couldn't get top 5 or top 10 dynasty running back value for Dalvin Cook this year. People weren't wanting to trade up for Dalvin. So maybe a sell, but I don't know. I think you're selling him at a discount. I think his value is already, his public perception is already on the decline. So you can get out from under him, but you're not going to get what you would have gotten in the offseason last year.
This latest injury certainly doesn't help him. And John here in the chat says he sold him before the 2021 season started. That's probably the time to have made that move. The problem that I have personally is where I roster him, they were all contending teams. So I felt I had to hold on to him to make a run. And those teams have kind of fallen a little short. So in hindsight, I probably should have moved on. Brad, you took a quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel good about him. I figured I might as well grab one. This is Superflex after all.
Yeah, I hear they're important.
Nah. That's not true. I won a Superflex league this week without any starting quarterback, so it just depends on what your team looks like.
I started Mike Glennon in a Superflex league, and he was my only quarterback last week. Even after the great advice I got from Front Yard Fantasy not to do so. One of my favorite.
Yeah, that was tough to do. Tell you not to start Mike Glennon.
That video
he
was
still did it anyway.
It was the
And I was
resident
praying-
Giants fan who came up with the idea for that video.
And I was praying that Kyler took another week off because I have Colt McCoy on that roster too.
Come on, off the schneid. Don't take my guy here. Just let me have him.
Hey, Tony, welcome back.
Is he gonna do it?
Hey, Clove, that's a nice trade. Can you put that one back up there, Bradley?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Sold Cook for Monty Waller in a second.
I like that.
Well
Me
done.
too. Big
Well
fan.
done. AJ Dillon, Michael Gallup, those are good picks at this point.
No, that was the one guy.
How many?
You mean a Baltimore player?
Kind of all Baltimore.
That's what I'm thinking. I
didn't
saw
notice
Rashad
him.
Bateman, and I was like, no way is Hollywood still there. Looked, and Well, back to
That
the
is
drawing board.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's great value right there.
I'm not paying attention, but maybe I should be.
I'm so upset.
Yeah, he's kind of buried in the sleeper rankings a little bit.
That is that might be the pick of the draft so far, value wise. There's been some really good running back value lately too. I think Michael Carter this late, Mitchell this late. I keep going back to Corey's team. He starts off with 2 quarterbacks, goes on a nice little run of wide receivers, and then adds 2 really viable running backs. That's a good team.
Oh shoot, where's the guy I was going to take? I can't find him. He's gone.
No!
Oh shoot, I ran out of time.
Okay, hang on. Bradley, help him out.
Sorry.
Help the man out.
He's good.
Is that the guy?
He was way down there. But I found him. I think this is a reasonable time for him to go. He was buried on that list though.
Yeah.
I like Kadarius Toney.
I'll take a shot as my 4th wide receiver here in the 8th round. What we saw this year was awesome from him.
I'm not there with you, but I understand it.
Him with the ball in his, he looks awesome once you get the ball in his hand. I'm still a little concerned myself, but
It's been one game, right?
no, I'm saying every time. I know the stats probably only favor him one game, but every time I have seen this man with the ball in his hands, he looks crazy good. He just does. He passes.
Sully, just imagine Kenny Pickett to Kadarius Toney. Pickett Tony for 6. I mean, that's big news right there.
Rolls
No.
up the,
You know, Daniel Jones isn't going to be around much longer.
I don't want Kenny Pickett going to the Giants.
Apparently that was payback for sniping Burrow from a Bengals fan. I sniped
Pickett,
Burrow from him. I'm just traveling around the AFC North teams besides mine.
Anthony, you like that Fournette pick?
It's okay. It's good value in the in the 8th round? I mean, yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind it.
I've been thinking about that guy for a while, Josh. And that guy, Bryce. What a bunch of
those
dicks.
were the last 2 quarterbacks that I want anything to do with, to be completely honest with you.
Niner fan showing his true colors there with his last 2 picks.
Yeah, no, I don't hate the Fournette pick. I think that was good value.
I do too.
In the 8th round, why not? If Tom Brady's still there next year, Fournette's going to be a good running back.
I don't see a world where Brady isn't back. Yeah.
Me too. So Fournette's a great pick there.
He's 26 years old, according to our friend J-Wall.
Brian and Ayuk was a good pick there too, by the way.
Brad with the sigh.
I don't want to do that, but I'm going to, I guess.
Again, could end up in a good spot. I still like
Juju's a
Juju.
free agent this
I
year.
know, but he's got like 78 receivers now.
Yeah. I mean, 4 receivers isn't bad in a dynasty.
He doesn't need a running back. He needs a running back.
How about we'll draft the highest
In your
ranked
mind,
running back
none of
for
us
that
have enough
person
running
next time?
backs, so
Well, he only has half a running back right now.
What the hell? Let's do this.
Yeah, I like it.
Whoa! I heard that through somebody's microphone.
I'm going to take a guy. You guys
So
are going to give
good.
me crap for this, but I got to
I
take
can't
him.
wait.
And
Oh,
I
what
need
an
to
idiot.
No crap
Yeah,
from me on that.
I need to
pick.
take Matt Ryan
value.
because I just need a starting quarterback.
So you
Who's
shouldn't
charging
take
Say
Matt
that's
Ryan?
him.
I did. I took both.
Well, there's 2 anti-ageist picks for you there, buddy.
To Anthony's point, name another quarterback that you feel will be the starter next year. I guess Daniel Jones.
Jared Goff.
Yeah, I hopefully not.
Yeah.
but he
I
probably
mean, at this
Hey,
point, it's like you
this-
got it.
this-
You got
this
to
week-
Actually, you
get
know
a
what?
starting quarterback.
This
I'll
week
take
he
the-
beat some of his demons. He is now
I'll take-
going to be.
I'll take this
Passing
guy because
quarterback.
I'll take this guy because I do think he's a starting quarterback next season.
Yeah, and that's a good pick.
okay.
It's a good pick.
Just not
All
where
right, I'm
just not where he
doing
is.
that. We're gonna skip over that, and we'll just go.
Give him another
Kareem
receiver.
Hunt.
Now, Dynasty.
James
would you-
Robinson. Yeah.
Dynasty.
Kareem Hunt's fine.
Kareem Hunt's good
fine.
there.
Would you rather have Jimmy Garoppolo or Matt Ryan in a dynasty?
Neither.
Jimmy Garoppolo. And neither is the right answer, but Jimmy
Yeah.
Garoppolo. I think Matt Ryan is cooked. The only thing keeping him along is his ridiculous $40 million dead cap.
I don't want either. I think neither is the right answer, but Matt Ryan, I'll lean myself.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's a good question.
I don't.
Just
think
Matt
it's a
Ryan
good
doesn't
question.
have the Trey
I think it's a
Lance.
terrible question.
You know,
And I
Matt
guess
Ryan
that's a
doesn't have Trey Lance breathing down his throat. That's the only reason I.
And in
lean
fairness,
that
if he gets Calvin Ridley back in his offense, that's a big difference. But that offensive line is just so bad. So they need to fix that. And if they can do something to help him out, perhaps.
Let's also mention, though, Jimmy Garoppolo could be the starting quarterback for another franchise, right?
And that's why I picked him there, because I do
Yeah.
think San Francisco moves on. But I could see him in Denver. I could see him
Yeah.
in a lot of different places, right? So,
Sure.
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't want either of those. No, thank you.
Who? Detroit?
No, I'd rather Jared Goff.
I think for where you guys are as an organization, it makes sense to ride with Goff for another year. And
his $20-some million dead cap next year also says so.
yeah, but you traded that away too, right? Didn't you trade away a big pile of dough with Stafford as well?
Yeah, well, I think we were on the hook for some of it, but yeah, I mean, we gave away a bunch of money, we took out a bunch of money, but with Goff under center, I know at least we're still going to get another high-end pick in the next draft after, which is important.
Not if you play the Vikings more.
We can only play them twice a year, and we lost
Nothing like
Such a
playing
shame.
prevent defense in the last play of the game. That was pretty smart.
Well, but what they did is they underappreciated the Sun God, the best wide receiver on the Lions roster. So
That's such a non-complimentary statement, and he's not.
how is he not the best receiver on the roster?
He's not. He will be, but he's not right now.
I think he already is. Who's better than him on this roster?
I think Josh Reynolds is a better wide receiver.
I mean, when he figures out his route tree, I mean, right now he's a deep ball guy, and that's about it. I mean, Amon-Ra can do more.
You're not wrong.
That was weird. I didn't even know what to make of that response. You're not wrong.
Yeah. Bradley, it's just the overwhelming large amount of respect that I have for you and your Lions takes. Who else is going to watch that team?
Nobody's crazy enough to be a fan of that team. But
so perfect.
So Matt,
Sign
in
your
the chat-
wide receiver run.
Yeah, I did it, and I figured following the Kadarius Toney pick, that one was a little bit more uncertain. In the 9th round, I'll take Adam Thielen, who I view as pretty safe going into next year. I don't think his game relies on his athleticism too much. He's still going to be a touchdown guy. And if Kadarius Toney needs a year to pan out, they don't have a good quarterback throwing him the ball. Adam Thielen's a perfect guy I can plug in, at least for a year.
I love it, and I love those two running backs there too. At this point, I think they're both have some standalone value, even with Akers and Cook in their lineups. I still think that Madison and Henderson going into next season will be relevant.
Yep, I'm with you there.
Take Goff, Jared Goff. Do it.
no, I'm searching for the guy. I want to take.
Brad, you know this is Superflex, right?
There you go. They're Superflex. I got another quarterback.
Shit. You might as well have taken your daughter.
I like it. I like that pick.
I don't. Why?
I
do you
like Jordan
that
Love.
pick? Why?
I like that pick at this point.
Hold on, let me pick another player.
Look at the quarterback position right now.
I'm going to look at the quarterbacks
tell me
right
what
now.
you feel like.
I'm not
tell
sold
me how
on
you feel
Love.
about
That's
it.
all.
I'm not sold that Jordan
Not
Love's
sold
the
on
answer
Leone.
for the Packers, but we just had that Matt Ryan, Jimmy Garoppolo conversation. And
I mean, I would take my team over Brad's team in a heartbeat. Like, no, not even thinking about it, Brad. It just
There's 3, maybe 4 quarterbacks still on the board that I would rather have over Jordan Love. That doesn't make me right. That's just my opinion.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion, and I don't know who to take now. Oh,
Everyone?
I'll take my favorite tight end that's still left on the board. Cole
I like that pick, Brad.
That's a good pick.
yeah.
I mean, Jordan Love, I mean, what have we seen out of him? Very little. But we anticipate him being their starting quarterback at some point in the next year or so. So why not take a young quarterback that they're going to at least try to do something with in this offense, that he's mobile, he's got a big arm. The biggest issue is he's going to have the same type of issues that we see with Lamar. Can he get better with the accuracy? Can he get better with the ball placement and things like that? I mean, those are the critical pieces of that conversation, and we're not going to know until he gets on the field. But he doesn't, though. What's better about his team? My wide receivers are better.
No.
I'd argue my running backs are better than two of his. I mean, Jonathan Taylor, obviously, you can't argue. But
No.
What are we doing? We're talking about your team versus Leone's team?
Yeah, my
well, he
team.
was because he was comparing it.
Home run.
The chat was comparing
Your
it.
team's like a fly out.
Brad, I think you need to start focusing
Maybe
on the 2023
pop out.
entry-level draft class.
Your team's not even a fly out; it's a pop out.
I like have just an overwhelmingly large amount of respect for you, Brad. But you're picking 101, I think, in this draft.
What? What? Because of my quarterback thing?
This
Well, that's
is
a huge part of it. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Brad. This
Jordan Love. We may need to make a bet. Jordan Love probably outpoints Matt Ryan next year. I mean, let's be honest.
I'll
here.
take that bet all day, every day.
I don't know that. I mean, if Jordan Love obviously is the starter, Aaron Rodgers could go back next year, and that wouldn't surprise me in the least. Just because
He's not going back to Green Bay.
He wants. Are you sure?
Positive.
That guy does whatever he wants. He's kind of a crazy dude.
He walks away before he goes back to Green Bay. And Green Bay needs to turn the page. They can't bring him back.
I wouldn't argue you, but when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, I expect the unexpected.
Oh, Josh, I hear the dinging in my ears.
Don't worry about the dinging.
Josh, sell me on DJ Shark.
I like the guy's talent. I've just been a fan of him since he came out. He was a second-round draft pick.
No,
when he
don't
came
get
out of
Sully
the NFL
started on
draft.
DJ. Sure.
He'll hopefully find a new team and just be successful with this new team that he's with. I think he's a talented wide receiver in a very bad situation. So
Yeah, that's fair. I hope he goes somewhere and has 5 good games there too.
he hasn't had much to work with lately, right? Yeah, quarterback wise, offense wise, period. So
I hate
take the shot.
everyone that's left on the board.
Yeah, it's getting a little dicey.
How?
We're at that
There's
point where
a-
it's a little dicey.
There's
guess
one
that
guy I've
lack
been
of
waiting to
rookie
see.
hurts.
Let's see. Where is this guy right now? There's a top 6 running back still on the board that no one's drafted yet.
shut up, Simon. Shut up.
I know who you're
Shut
talking
up.
about.
Shut your mouth.
Oh,
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't think I want that player though.
can't.
I'm that guy. Damn it, I did the thing I hate the most. The person who starts name dropping people who are falling down the board in the middle of the draft. That's like one of my pet peeves, and I just went out and did it.
All right, so we can't give him another wide receiver. He probably needs another running back, but I don't want to give him the one that you guys keep talking about.
Give him Chris Carson.
Do it.
Oh, that's just mean.
That's wrong.
Hey, Chris Carson's good when he's on the field. What are you talking about?
Do you think he plays again? In all seriousness?
Yeah. I think he'll play again. Is he going to be a starting running back? That's the question.
I really hope he does, but those neck injuries, man, you never know.
Scary.
Let's have fun. Let's do this.
That was
Ooh,
a
the
pleasant
bus.
noise. That was
The
a nice
bus.
little.
I'm a huge Gus Edwards fan. That broke my heart when he fell to the wayside like every other running back in Baltimore.
Yeah, it hurt my heart too.
I bet.
We could really use Gus Bus right now. The Gus Edwards would. Oh man, I mean I know Devontae Freeman's playing fine, but Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins. If J.K. Dobbins was on the Ravens right now, he would be tearing it up. I'm telling you guys.
Yeah, I agree. And I just wish that. Hang on, I just have to make another shitty pick, and then I'll tell you what I was going to say.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's getting gross here.
It's getting very gross.
And we're only in round 11.
I know. Like, doesn't that seem a little early?
You have a team of injured running backs. That seems to be your type.
Yeah. Who else is on IR? I'll pick him next.
Trey Sermon.
Is this what your fishbowl team look like?
But Trey Sermon isn't good. My guy's
Raheem Mostert.
No, he's way too old for Anthony. He'll get mad at me.
No, I won't get mad at you. It's not
Michael
my
Hasty
pick.
might be good this week. You might as well.
Jarek McKinnon is still out there.
Oh,
I don't like that.
I don't really
Number
either.
3 receiver right there. Look at that.
I don't really either. But if DJ Shark can go around almost a full round ahead of Kenny Golladay, that makes Kenny Golladay a good value, in my opinion.
At least DJ Chark has like this like question mark upside where you're like, maybe he lands with a good team and maybe he's really talented when he's healthy. You know, Kenny Galladay
Could be anything. Could even be Kenny Galladay.
But Kenny Galladay have upside as well? No?
Oh yeah, sure he does. I wish we saw more of it this year when he's been on the field the last 4 weeks, but
yeah, no doubt about it.
Tyler Boyd.
I don't know.
It is the,
honestly,
it is the 11th
DJ
round,
Chark,
right?
Kenny Galladay, whatever.
I don't want either one of them, Josh.
Pick your poison. Exactly.
I don't want either one of them.
I'm kind of with you.
Although my team would be starting him right now, wouldn't they?
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess you wouldn't have to start Kenny Galladay, right? You could put the 2 other running backs in your flex spots and start Adams and Moore.
Yeah,
The
DJ
rosters
Chark's
were-
on my bench, bro. Come at me.
Yeah, because it's a 2 wide receiver. Yeah.
It's still my team still is lacking.
Oh,
I'm
look at
hoping-
this.
I just have to hope that Jimmy or Jalen catches fire and I can trade him.
Yeah,
Josh.
Is James Conner going to be the starting running back for the Arizona Cardinals next year?
I don't think so, but I think he's as good as he is this year. Like he's gonna have the same role, wouldn't he?
That sounds great to me, and that sounds
I think
great
so.
in the 11th round.
Yeah, and that Simon, that's the running back you were talking about, right?
James Conner?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that is not the
No.
running back I was talking
there's,
about.
there's,
No,
there's someone
that's
else.
not-
There's someone
And,
else.
I know who he's thinking about.
Yeah,
I know who he's thinking about.
There's someone else.
I
And
know
in my
who he's
mind,
thinking
there's
about.
in my mind, there's no way he's the starter next year, right? There's no way he's the starting running back. There's no way, but just in case in the 11th round,
Daryl.
I'll take him.
Oh,
Why not?
Why not?
I
We're in the
guess
11th
I play in
round.
so many leagues where he's not a running back. That's why I don't even see him that way. So, but why not at that point? If I'm taking Kenny Galladay and I would much rather have done what you did. So
The
good
number 5 and number 6 running back just went.
I was hoping to get James Conner there, Josh. That would have
Just so you
rounded
guys
this
know.
out nicely.
I didn't even realize James Conner was still on the board. I was looking for Cordell Patterson, and I stumbled upon James Conner. I was like, oh, okay. I'll take
pick.
James
See,
Conner.
everything's right with the world now.
Yeah.
Good job, Brad. Maybe you can start Love and Goff and Tannehill and have 2 good quarterbacks.
Trying to say Tannehill is not a good quarterback?
I think Tannehill is a very average
man.
quarterback that is incredibly overrated going into this season. Yes, that's what I'm saying. If you look at how over, what's the word I'm looking for? How efficient they were in the red zone in his year and a half after taking over from Mariota, it just wasn't a sustainable pace. And now Derrick Henry goes down, and we're starting to see what that offense really looks like without that stud running back. So it's tough. It's not his fault. He has no receivers right now, though.
It's his fault.
Is it?
He should fix that.
Yep.
I'm messing around. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
I see Matt Hill in the chat here saying, imagine how my heart felt with a dynasty team that had Dobbins and Edwards. Imagine how my heart felt with 2 dynasty teams with both those guys and being a Ravens fan and owning a J.K. Dobbins jersey. I'm sorry, Matt. I feel worse than you.
I think it's terrible, and I don't care what your format is when you have those guys. That's tough.
Yeah, I'm
I like the
around,
next
Matt,
one. I
but-
love this comment from Matt. I'd rather stay.
I will say in a league where I am number 1 in it, Goff was my QB3, and I started him this week and had no problem dominating with his. It was like 20 some points he put up in a Superflex league. So DJ Shark would have gotten 20 points this week.
Does he have 20 points this year?
Hey,
he put up
I
20
don't
points
know- I
against
don't think he
Minnesota. It was
does.
like 26, I think.
But guess what? He did have 12 targets in week 1.
No, I'm talking about DJ Shark, not Goff.
Yeah, no.
Don't go bragging about a quarterback putting up points against Minnesota. That's like falling out of a boat and hitting water.
Another
You know,
little
I'm
tight
going to
end
take the
run.
dive on this quarterback.
Thanks, Josh. Someone had to do it.
I think that's good value here.
He
Yeah.
should be rostered.
Yes, he should.
Yeah, he should be rostered, unfortunately.
For another year at least.
Yeah.
Man, I'm realizing how gross running back gets quickly, but that's what it's supposed to look like at the end over here. It's okay. That's something I always remind myself, like whenever draft season starts, and by the time the season starts, I'm comfortable with it. It's okay, especially in dynasty startup drafts, to leave feeling gross about your running back position. Like if I have to feel gross about one position leaving a draft, it's going to be the running backs, because you can piece something together. And then the rookie drafts, like that is the time to slam running back, is in those rookie drafts. Just get as many as you can, and maybe
Took
one
the
or two
words
of them
right out
hit.
of my mouth. Absolutely. Mike Davis time?
I concur.
Sure, Mike Davis. Why not?
Mike Davis.
It's about time. We've been considering him this whole time for that team. So
He now has 2 healthy running backs total combined between all of them?
Holy
hey,
hell,
Kareem
do
Hunt's
I...
healthy now. Oh wait, you were talking about him. Never mind.
I
Yeah,
want
I'd
to.
say between the half of McCaffrey, the half of Carson, not even half of Carson, and the whatever Mike Davis is. And
I forgot Mike Davis was healthy. That was
he is. He's just not producing because
He
a
scored
wide
a
receiver's
touchdown
better
last
than him.
week, dude.
I was trying to count the 2 healthy running backs, and I just skipped right over Mike Davis. That was my bad.
Yeah, I just want to pour one out for Julio Jones. I mean, I'm not going to take him.
I might.
Maybe Sully takes him. I'm not going to.
I might. He's as good as any other shit I'm looking at right
You
now.
know, how the mighty have fallen.
That clock is ticking fast.
Well, and we got to remember that he's been pretty banged up this year. Is it age setting in like Leone would believe, or is it just dumb luck on the injury front? Guy's had plenty of injuries in his career.
Could be both.
I think it is. I do agree. I think it's both, but I think age is having its. Julio Jones is becoming Roddy White, is what I think is happening.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's a good comparison.
Ooh, no.
Oh my gosh,
you
that
might be
noise
right,
again.
but it scares me.
We did it.
You know that the show is over when Anthony and Sully are both agreeing on something. That is it, folks. It is done. One last time.
Look at that team. Look, I told you guys.
I was finally paying attention and ready for my next pick, and then I didn't realize that the draft was actually over.
Come on.
So it didn't matter.
Look at my team. I told you guys it would all come together. I told you guys.
I'm still waiting for it to come together, but fair enough. Whatever you believe.
No, this was fun. I'm glad you guys let me draft the best team, but it was a lot of fun.
Second best.
You love it when it's over because everybody says they drafted the best team. We got 5 guys on here that are all saying they drafted the best team.
I did not. I had so much fun bantering back and forth with you, gentlemen. I wasn't even paying attention for half of it. But I will say, Anthony, that's a pretty good looking team.
Thank you. Thank you.
If Ryan can stay upright and give you back end QB2 numbers every week, that team will be very competitive.
Thank you.
I think your tipping point, your X factor is going to be which direction those receivers go next season. There's a little bit too much variance with those guys. Like I'm not bought into Devonta Smith, Michael Pittman, and like I said, Elijah Moore yet. Like you could have 3 top 15 dynasty wide receivers at the end of next season with those 3 guys, but I could also see them being in the 30s at the end of next season as well.
Let's go, Matt.
Yes. Are you guys late for a Ravens chat room appointment? Or
Yeah,
we
are. Hey, Matt, we can.
I do want to say though, I really
tomorrow.
do like Josh's team.
Thank you.
I like Mixon, Zeke at a good value, Jacobs, Mark Andrews. I love his wide receivers and AJ Brown, Godwin, Mooney. I mean Lamar. I really do like your team, Josh.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you. I like your wide receivers. I'm actually bought into those wide receivers. Michael Pittman, Devonta Smith. I can talk. I swear to God. Elijah Moore. I love all those guys.
Can someone tell me if Matt just insulted me or complimented me? I
was going to ask if anyone knows who that is because I have no idea.
Matt, I'll take it either way. Kid Leroy. I am not sure if you are insulting me.
That sounds cool. I'd say compliment, but I
don't know who that is.
I'd say Google it, but I'm not doing that on air.
It's an Australian singer, rapper, and songwriter. Obviously, he gained his recognition from his association and friendship with Juice WRLD.
That's a look him up. LOL. That means not good.
That's never good, man. That's never good. Ever.
The answer is a hard pass.
Whatever it is, I probably deserve it though, Matt.
Hard pass. All right, so that is it, everybody. The 12 rounds of madness is in the books. What?
I said, you want to do another 12 rounds? I don't know how the hell I draft 20 to 30
I'm ready
in my drafts because that was painful by about round 7 for me.
It's called Include IDP. Then you have no problem.
I was all ready to give it a go this year, and the league folded before it started. But maybe next year.
It was probably run by Anthony. He probably did it as a joke to sucker people in and then end it.
No.
Brad,
Brad,
how much he hates defense.
You should fire one up, and I'll jump in. I'll play.
Funny you say that. I probably am, seeing as I disbanded my home league a year ago. So a bunch of guys from my home league are like, let's start a new home league. I was like, as long as we don't include certain guys. So
this might be a stupid question, but is there IDP redraft leagues?
Yes.
Yeah, there are.
I don't play in any, but there are some.
Are there the free ones kicking around out there like there are regular?
I'm sure there are. Yeah,
because that's what I should do. I should just go find one of those and dip my toe in. And
I played
best ball. Just so
played in IDP maybe 15 years ago in like a free league like that, and yeah, they're around. They're not for me.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that aren't for you. Old players are not for you.
Sure.
Gentlemen, you were do such a wonderful job on your show when it comes close to the end of giving your guests an opportunity to, speak or say anything or share what they got going on. What do you guys got going on? You've had a great year. You got a FanDuel affiliation now. You've been killing it in the game show space. Like, what's next for Front Yard Fantasy?
We're calling it quits, shutting everything down. I'm just kidding. What's next?
Taking RotoHeat to
RotoHeat.com.
RotoHeat's ours.
Front Yard Fantasy.
Yeah.
So
Dale
I
bought
apologize. It's a spinoff, but we own RotoHeat.com, so that's what's next. No, we're gonna keep doing the game show all off season, 5 days a week. So if you like our games, we're gonna keep on playing them all year. So 3 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday, no matter what day it is, unless it's like Christmas or something, we're going to be out there continuing to play some games. And we're introducing some new ones. So we got a new one. I think we're debuting this Friday. Fingers crossed. That's the plan. And then we'll see what else happens. We got some stuff in the works for this off season. I know I've been planning a fantasy football themed Dungeons and Dragons campaign. So I've got the campaign written out.
You just got Brad. Brad's
NFL themed. So Brad, if you want to come do one of the sessions with us, we can talk and work that out. But there's just some off-season content like that we're excited to explore.
Nice. And guys, if you haven't already gone to the Front Yard Fantasy channel and slammed the subscribe and the notification bell, go right now. We'll wait till this ends and then go and do that. Because I'm telling you, it's the greatest hour of the day. It really truly is.
We really appreciate you guys too. Truly, like way before anybody should have been watching us, you guys were in there hanging out and talking with us, and you've been like such huge supporters and a big part of us growing over here. So we can't express how thankful, at least I won't speak for Josh, maybe he hates your guts. I can't express how thankful I am for you guys. The support you've given, and then just like as dudes, you guys are awesome. It's fun to hang out with.
And Josh is like seriously upgraded. Hey, he's got the trophy, the lava lamp.
Yeah,
the crystals.
He's not at the bottom of the stairs anymore. Like, you're doing some good shit down there, man.
Don't you worry. The stairs are just right over here.
Oh, he just moved. He just transitioned around.
I thought I thought somebody actually let you inside the apartment. That was good.
No, yeah. I just rearranged some things, but. Yeah, I love you guys. I love coming on the show. I love everything you guys do. Again, we're Front Yard Fantasy. Find us on YouTube. We're live streaming every weekday at 3:00 Eastern time. Like Simon said, we're also on the FanDuel channels on Fridays. We do Front Yard Fantasy Hour at 6:00 Eastern time every Friday, and then at 7:30 on Sunday. Also on the FanDuel channels, FanDuel Twitch. We do a Sunday recap where we recap the entire day's game so far from a fantasy perspective.
There you go. And that is it. So like I said, when we started, we're going to take a few weeks off. We're working hard and grinding through rookie content and getting that ready. So as always, we thank every single one of you that hang out with us. We know the chat was fire tonight, and we appreciate it. We love y'all. Smash that like button, do all the things I tell you to do. Sully, what did you just say?
We are still doing Sunday mornings for start sits through to the end of the season. So if you need any help there, hit us up. Discord's open, Twitter's open, Facebook's open, everything's open. We're taking a break from this, but we're still got your backs and everything you need going forward. So if we don't talk to you until we go back on the air, good luck. Go win yourself a championship.
That's it. Have a good week. Love y'all. See you.